All right, let's dive into practical examples of the re-engagement campaign. And here's some good news. While we have our 3 hypothetical case studies, re-engagement campaigns tend to be fairly simple, especially an initial campaign. We don't need a different re-engagement campaign for each of these different businesses. The model doesn't require it, the content doesn't require it, the avatar doesn't require it. We can simply dive in and talk about the psychological aspects of this, right? If we're looking to re-engage unengaged subscribers, what do we need to do, right? In the first email, once someone has been identified as unengaged and the campaign triggers, we need to do the same thing we would do if we hadn't heard from a friend in a while. And we would send something like, hey, first name, is everything okay? Now, maybe that's a little passive aggressive for you, right? Maybe you don't like that, right? Hey, first name, what's new in your world, right? Something that would be appropriate, something that would be typical if you were interacting with a real live human acquaintance or friend, right? Not someone that's an email address or a subscriber on your database. What would you say? Make it relational. Hey, first name, is everything okay? Hey, first name, what's going on? Or what's new in your world? Something that would trigger a conversation, but acknowledge like, oh, I haven't talked to this person in a while. So that's email number 1. You're going to notice at least 2 days spacing in between most of these emails, because we want to make sure that we are allowing them to engage before we send the next email, right? We want to give the time. We want to make sure, like, because so much of the goal of this campaign is just getting them to engage, getting them to click, getting them to opt in, that we want to give them time in between so that they don't feel like, well, we're kind of pestering them. So wait 2 days, come back, and the next one is again something you would send if you were unsure if your messages were being received. So is this still first name's email? Right. Something that's going to stand out. If I got that in my inbox, is this still Richard's email? I would open it, especially if I knew the sender, right? If I had previously opened them before, be like, yeah, gosh, what's going on? This is especially powerful if someone's a buyer, right? If someone's bought from you, if someone's active in the community, but maybe they're not active in the email. So this is a powerful message. Again, it's mimicking what we would do to a friend that we were concerned because they were unresponsive. All right, we're going to wait 2 days again, right? Wait 2 days and then come back where we're checking in. Now we're kind of changing our positioning, right? We're saying, I still want to help you achieve desired end result. This is a way of reminding them the benefits of being on your list and almost making a commitment to saying, I'm here. Like, I've done it. I'm here. I'm still doing this. Are you still in? But really, it's getting that desired end result in the top of the inbox. So if they don't recognize the name, if they haven't engaged with your relational style emails, then maybe let's go straight to the desired end result, remind them, see if they still want that. And then 2 days later, right? Again, we're waiting 2 days. First name, can you help, please? Right? This is something that the content of this would kind of be like, you haven't been opening the emails. I want to make sure that I'm still following through on my end of the commitment and that you're still seeing value. Are you still interested in this? Could you take this survey and tell me what I could do to make these emails more valuable for you? Right? It's a way that we can now work together to change the content. It's a way that they can feel like they're vested in part of this content creation process, and they could and should be. Right? So these are all ways to send emails that are different triggers to re-engage those unengaged subscribers on your list. But now I've got a question for you. What if they're still not engaging with your emails? What if you've gone through and you've sent those 4 emails? You've waited 2 days in between. They're still not engaging. Well, here's the hard truth. They won't be. Not all of them. You will still have large percentages of people that haven't engaged. That's when I like to trigger kind of a second re-engagement campaign, right? A second re-engagement campaign. Maybe I wait 7 days, but I'm going to almost do something called campaign stacking, right? They're both still re-engagement campaigns. I'm going to send 4 emails and then I'm going to wait. And maybe I just put 14 days in the same campaign. Maybe I can create an entirely new campaign in my automation. Either way, I'm looking at these as 2 different campaigns because at the change in position, because at the change in messaging, where before it was, you okay, I'm reaching out, like, hey, I need you to help me, I'm going to pivot now and go a little bit more passive aggressive, like intentionally passive aggressive, something that's going to be awkward a bit in the inbox. Like, this is meant to stand out in the inbox because it's kind of awkward when you read it. So the first email I would send to people who've gone through that first re-engagement campaign but still haven't re-engaged is, was it something I said? Right? Let's now get like, what did I do? Let's now get super passive aggressive. Let's kind of now go back and take a new posture of, hey, I've noticed that you're not opening my emails anymore. Like, was it something I said? Did I not follow through? Like, are you not interested anymore? What can I do? Like, I need to know, are you still interested in getting these? All they have to do is click and they're on the list. Now come back after we've been a little passive aggressive and give them a gift, right? We want to be a bit of a roller coaster of emotions here in this second re-engagement campaign. So the first one, super passive aggressive. The second one, back to everyone's favorite tactics, bribes. Surprise gift for first name. Give them something, and give them something of value. It doesn't have to be something that you make and send. There doesn't have to be cost to fulfill or real cost of goods associated, but give them something that they would only find valuable if they are still your ideal customer. If so, they should see the value and engage. If not, maybe you believe that they're your ideal customer, but they're actually not. So let's move from passive aggressive to shameless bribe, then into reference back to that shameless bribe and go with something like, well, first name, what did you think? Yesterday, I sent you this free tool. It's amazing. Here's what a bunch of people are saying. Have you had a chance to use it yet? What did you think? Now we're going to pivot back. Again, we're taking our 2 days in between, and we're going to go back to passive aggressive. Should I stop emailing you? Should I stop emailing you? Going back in a similar tone to the first message in this one. Hey, sent you a bunch of emails. Haven't been opening. Sent you a few more emails. Shared with you some really cool tools and free gifts, and you're still not here. So I got to wonder, should I email you anymore? It's fine if so. No hard feelings. You click here and I'll stop emailing you immediately. If you've just been on vacation, or if life happened and you still care about this thing, then just let me know and I'll continue sending you emails. Click here. And I would, in each of these, allow them, at least the passive aggressive ones, allow them to click a button to say, no, like, I don't want you to email me anymore. I want to opt out. It's both good to do and good for deliverability. Okay. The last one, super passive aggressive, is today goodbye. Is today goodbye. And just flat out put it out there. Been doing all this stuff. I can only believe that if you haven't engaged, that you're just not interested anymore, and that's okay. So if I haven't heard back from you by tomorrow, then I guess today's goodbye. Again, dialing up the passive aggressive nature, but it's also just kind of being a cool person, right? No one wants to be chasing someone who doesn't want anything to do with them, chasing that relationship. The person who's being chased doesn't like it, and it's mildly embarrassing for the person who's doing the chasing. So we've fought the good fight at this point. Right? We have fought for this relationship. We've restated our value. We've given them gifts. Like, if this were, a romantic relationship, boy, you'd given up long ago. So again, if we overlay real human interaction to our email campaigns and ask the question, would I do this face to face? Would I do this in a real live interaction with another human being? At some point, the answer is no. So what if they're still not engaging with your emails after this second campaign? It's simple. We stop emailing them. That's it. It's over. Now you've got a couple of options. You can move them to an unengaged list because you just don't have the heart to remove them from your email list. You can move them to a different email broadcasting system because you want to isolate and protect your engaged users, or you can completely remove them from your list with list hygiene. Either way, stop emailing them. All right, let's dive into the re-engagement checklist. Here's the first thing that all re-engagement campaigns should do. 1, call out inactive subscribers. Flat out, call them out. 2, restate the benefits of being an active subscriber. What is the benefit that you are offering? Make sure they understand it, and they understand how it will feel when they start to realize that benefit. 3, show your best of. right? Show them what they've missed. If the best of worked and you've had some new good stuff in the last day, week, month, year, then show them that stuff. Like, look for things that people are engaging with. What are your highest engagement rate blog posts, articles, podcast episodes, videos? What tools do you have, like templates or tools? What discount codes? Anything you have that people really, really, really love. This is your time to put it all out on the table, put your best foot forward, and see if you can get them back engaging with your brand. Bounce them around, right? At this point, we've got to realize that there's a good chance that we are going to lose them as an email subscriber. And if we only have them as an email subscriber, then we lose the ability to communicate with them. But if we can get them over and say, like, maybe email isn't your thing, right? Maybe email isn't your thing. Let's get you over to the, here's my Instagram. Here's why you want to follow us on Instagram. Here's TikTok, and here's the crazy, stupid dance I'm doing on TikTok. Follow me there. Hey, on Twitter, here's where I'm, being all profound or getting into spirited debates with other people who care about this. Like, state those purposes, get them over there. At least if they no longer receive your emails, they don't lose the ability for you to communicate with them or for them to hear from you. Open a loop, right? Again, we got to go back to what worked when we indoctrinated people, and how do we start doing that again? Open a loop in these emails that closes way faster or that closes with a click. Open a loop that they can only close with a click. Click means engaged. Start a conversation. Maybe one of your emails is simply, why aren't you opening my emails? Serious question, want to know. If you reply, I will read this. I want to make sure you're getting a ton of value. You're not opening. Why? Seems weird, but I bet it works. And finally, we want to make sure that we're offering the unsubscribe. If someone is not interested on being on our list, don't make it awkward. If you've started the re-engagement campaign, making sure that you're not only offering a path to re-engagement, a path to a renewed relationship, but you're offering a path out. You're offering the end of the relationship. All right. So these are the elements that every high converting re-engagement campaign must have. This isn't a fun campaign to talk about or to write, but it is an incredibly important one. Hopefully you understand how easy it can be to craft a re-engagement campaign to get your subscribers excited and active with your brand again.